This week, Naspers, or the shares of Naspers, dropped by 4% or over 4%, which resulted in the shares of Naspers trading just over 1,500 rands per share when the market closed on Friday. Now, you remember that this is a stock that it has got a 52-week high of over 3,400, which, looking at the 52-week high and where it's trading at, you can see that this is a stock that is trading way below their 52-week high. Now, already you know that I've discussed as to why are the shares of Naspers trading this low. But before we get to that, please know that this video is just an entertainment video and you should not take it as a professional financial advice video. Otherwise, I would really appreciate if you can just hit that thumbs up button as you enjoy watching this video, as it takes some time for me, of course, to compile such a video and give it to you guys or post it here on this channel. So I would definitely appreciate if you can just hit the likes button, and of course, if you're new, if you can subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss such good content of other companies we discuss on this channel. Now, of course, by now you know why, or the main reason why Naspers shares have been dropping sharply is simply because of their Tencent holding, or one of the main thing contributing to Naspers shares dropping this much is simply because of their Tencent holding. Now, you remember that the last year China imposed crackdowns on big tech stocks and educational stocks, and this also affected Tencent. Within the last 52 weeks, Tencent shares fell by over 40%, which is something that must just show you that these crackdowns have seriously gotten this stock, or the Tencent stock, to fall, which, guess what, it impacted also the share price of Naspers, as Naspers, in the latest news we recently read, own about 29% of this Tencent. Now, one of the main things, of course, that is affecting Naspers is their holdings on Tencent, and of course there are other minor things here and there, but the main thing that is affecting Naspers shares, or seeing the Naspers shares dropping, is their Tencent holding. But the good thing is that just recently this week we read wonderful news that the crackdowns that, of course, are some of the main things that resulted in the shares of Tencent dropping in China. It looks like the Chinese regulators are probably, or will soon, stop with these crackdowns, and we are going to see probably the stocks like Tencent and the others recovery. So this will be good news, as like I'm saying, this thing has been dragging most of the Chinese stocks down. Now, you remember that the crackdown is not the only thing that is affecting or impacting the Chinese stocks. We have got the delisting fears on those stocks which are listed in the New York Stock Exchange. Now, though Tencent is not listed in the New York Stock Exchange, it is also being impacted by this, because investors are a bit hesitant, or international investors are a bit hesitant investing into Chinese stocks due to these delisting fears, indicating that Chinese stocks might be delisted if they don't comply to the audit which is supposed to be done by the US. But of course, regarding that, or relating to that, the good news is that the China is always being saying, or coming down investors to say, that these big drops that they are witnessing on their stocks, it's irrational, and they believe that they will find a solid ground with the US. I mean, on an article which was released recently this week, we read the vice chairman of the Chinese regulators just came out and said that they are doing their utmost best to find a solid ground with the US, and they believe that very soon they will find a solid ground, which is something that, again, it encourages investors. And of course, some of you might be asking me, why am I telling you about things that are happening in China whereas you're investing into Naspers? Again, I will remind you that Naspers owns 29% of Tencent, which one of the main reasons we are seeing the shares of Naspers dropping this low is simply because of these crackdowns, these delisting fears that is dragging or weighing on top of the Chinese stocks. So as soon as we see the delisting fears going, which, by the way, the Chinese regulators believe that there will be some positive news coming before June of this year, or around June, it is something that is incredible. And also seeing that China might have to think again. Imposing these crackdowns on these big tech stocks is something that, one way or the other, these sharp falls that we are witnessing in the Chinese stocks, or most of the Chinese stocks, is a short-term headwind, and in the long term these Chinese stocks are going to recover, which is why I think probably before June we might see stocks like Naspers recovering yet again, which is why I think now is a good opportunity to probably load the boat onto this stock, because one way or the other the crackdowns are going to fade away very soon, and also the delisting fears is going to fade away, which is going to result in the shares of Naspers also to rise when the share price of those Chinese stocks, or of the shares of specifically Tencent surges, which is something that must just show you or motivate you to probably consider loading the boat onto this stock. Now, of course, we've heard so many analysts locally indicating that Naspers should just unbundle this Tencent, which, of course, they said that they don't know. Of course, that's what they want, but of course, they don't know if how easy it is for Naspers to unbundle Tencent, which, of course, they believe that if that can happen, of course, it will unlock the growth for that is in Naspers. So analysts believe that there is a tremendous growth in Naspers. Shares of Naspers are supposed to be trading way higher, even that 52 week high of over 3,400. But because of the Tencent, some local analysts believe that, of course, we might see Naspers lagging or dropping because of this Tencent which they hold. But as I've said, because of the fact that we are going to see the risks that are with Tencent probably fading away in the short term, Naspers shares are going to recover, which is something that must just motivate you to probably stay long onto this Naspers stock now. And by the way, this is something that I'm doing on Naspers. I mean, I've seen the screen, you notice that I also this week added more holdings onto Naspers, because I believe that this short-term headwinds will soon be over, and this the share price of Naspers will rise or surge again, which is something that is just truly amazing and must just motivate you to probably stay long onto this Naspers stock. Naspers is a company which is doing very well. I mean, every time I discuss Naspers, you notice that I did cover their 2021 financial results, which were just so amazing, which is something that must just show you that fundamentally wise, Naspers is a stock which is doing very well, and there is a big chance that we might see it doing well even in the years to come, which, by the way, is something that must just motivate you to probably load the boat again onto this Naspers stock. Naspers is a stock that I remain very bullish because like I said, its fundamentals are are so robust, and I believe that financial wise, this is a stock which is doing very, very good, which is why this short term, or as soon as these short term headwinds in China are taken off, we are going to see probably the real value of Naspers coming in the market and result in the shares of Naspers surging again. Otherwise, with all that, guys, before you load the boat or buy this Naspers stock, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing into this Naspers. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. God bless you all.